Hey, welcome to Nerd Culture, and we're in line time. So, Disneyland has thought of a genius thing. You get something that people want so bad that you make them wait in line for it because the demand is so high that pretty much you can just charge whatever you want and get them to go. Now, conventions have done the same thing, only they go, instead of a line for every single attraction or every single person you want to autograph or every single time you want to buy a piece of art, it's a line to simply enter, to get into the building. And that's the line that we're in now. And what's crazy is, what do you do when you're in line for 4 to 5 hours waiting to get in? And I've been through this a lot to the point where I don't even know anymore. Sometimes people bring books, sometimes people bring manga, but that only lasts so long. If you finish a book while you're in line, you're like, well, shit, now what am I going to do? I don't have anything else. Of course, cell phone is the number one choice, but you've had your cell phone with you before the con, and you're going to have it with you after the con. So it's not like you're going to get all that new information or new entertainment from your cell phone unless you're going to watch a new show, but that takes data. You don't want to spend data. I don't want to spend data. So that's not really the best option in the world either. Then you have video game systems, Nintendo 3DS, PSP, even though it's dying out, or dead. I'm Jewish, by the way, that didn't count. With video games and whatnot, sometimes you can find a video game group, especially if you have one of the Nintendo 3DS game systems where it only takes one cartridge for multiple people to download it and play it, and that's really great and good. Or you go with friends. You find a group of friends, and you stay in line, and you all hang out, and you either, have some time where you do your own thing, because don't forget, 3 to 5 hours, so it's not like you're going to talk the whole time, because people need some time alone and whatnot, so you draw or you space out or do whatever. So what I designed was I bring a comic, I bring an American comic, I bring a Japanese comic, I bring my Nintendo 3DS, and then I make sure I have a charger for my phone, and then I bring this, the camera. And that's my downtime, because the lines, even though they're tiring, even though you stand, you have to remember to relax and have this be your downtime. Because once you're on the floor, it's chaos. Everyone's moving everywhere. People are bumping into you. It gets really awkward sometimes. Sometimes somebody will think that somebody's stealing something and a little fight will break out or whatever and whatnot. Or, the worst comes to worst, that person comes up to you and goes like, hey, do you want to hear about this new video game? When you're like, no, the booth next to me just asked that. So, try to use your line time as your downtime, your prep time, your relaxed time, and that's hard to do. Now, if you're sitting on the floor like I am, that's, you got to get more position and whatnot. I'm only 8th Japanese, so I have not mastered sitting on the floor. And there's a gentleman over here with a Destiny shirt who has a foldable chair, and he's a genius, and I'm sure he's the most comfortable person here out of everyone else. Otherwise, you got a deal. The other thing about the line is that you have to remember your shoes. Now, a lot of people go to parties at the end of these things, and they want to look good, and sometimes they decide to look good in the very beginning of the day all the way up to the night. No, bad idea, wrong, bad dog, sit. Wear comfortable shoes, get insoles. Make sure you have sneakers. Make sure you can stand. Make sure you can walk. And for some people, this is like, oh, no, duh, this is obvious and whatnot. But going to a convention is very similar to going to a job. You go from station to station, you have your section to section, and you got to plan appropriately. And to be 100% honest, the only reason why I'm doing this little blog video and whatnot is because I'm bored in line. So, what have we learned? We learned at least 3 things. 1, dress appropriately. 2, bring enough stuff to entertain yourself for the line, but not too much stuff so that way it's too heavy. And then last, the 3rd thing, the line can be a point in time for you to relax a little bit. I'm Armand Gutierrez. This is Nerd Culture. See you next time.